Before we start this exciting video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on rare and valuable coin updates like this one. Every week, we explore hidden treasures from old collections that could be sitting right inside your pocket or coin jar without you even realizing their true worth. Today, we're diving deep into one of South Africa's most fascinating coins, the 2009 5 Rand coin. This small piece of metal may seem ordinary to many, but for true collectors and enthusiasts, it holds history, mystery, and surprising value. The 5 Rand coin has always been one of South Africa's most recognizable pieces of currency. Introduced in 1994 to replace the old 5 Rand banknote, it became a symbol of the new South Africa, a country stepping into a new era. The 2009 edition carries not just economic significance, but also emotional value, as it represents a time of transition, unity, and growth for the nation. For those who lived through those years, this coin brings back powerful memories of change and hope. Now, let's look closer at the coin itself. The obverse of the 2009 5 Rand features the bold image of the South African coat of arms, a national symbol that expresses unity, freedom, and the country's diverse cultural heritage. Above it, you'll find the name South Africa written in one of the official languages used that year: Afrikaans, English, or another language depending on the minting batch. This variety makes certain coins more desirable to collectors who specialize in linguistic variations and mint details. On the reverse side, you'll find the fierce black wildebeest in full motion, a symbol of strength, resilience, and speed. Designed by renowned artist Arthur Sutherland, the running wildebeest captures the spirit of South Africa's wild landscape. Beneath it is the denomination 5 Rand, along with the year 2009. But beyond its design, what truly makes this coin fascinating is its unique bimetallic structure. The outer ring is made of copper nickel, while the center is made of a bronze-plated nickel. This gives it both durability and a distinctive look that makes it stand out among other coins. Many people remember the chaos of 2004 when counterfeit 5 Rand coins flooded the market. To combat this, the South African Mint introduced the new bimetallic version with advanced security features. By 2009, these security improvements were at their best: microlettering, reeded edges, and a slightly different tone and texture to make counterfeiting nearly impossible. This makes the 2009 issue one of the most secure and collectible versions in modern circulation. What most people don't realize is that not all 2009 5 Rand coins are the same. Some carry minting errors that make them exceptionally rare. For example, certain coins have a double strike or a misaligned center core, causing the inner and outer metals to appear slightly off balance. Others might show a weak strike on one side, making the wildebeest appear faint or partially missing. These subtle imperfections are like hidden treasures for collectors, each one unique, each one increasing the coin's rarity and value. Collectors in South Africa and abroad often seek out coins in uncirculated or proof condition, those that have never been used and show no signs of wear. A 2009 5 Rand in pristine condition can already command a significant premium. Combine that with a rare error or unique mint mark, and you've got a coin worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk a little about the coin's historical timing. In 2009, South Africa was celebrating 15 years of democracy, marking an important milestone in its national story. The country had also just hosted major international events, which boosted tourism and cultural pride. Coins minted during such symbolic periods often gain collector attention because they carry more than metal, they carry memories. And that's exactly what makes this 2009 5 Rand coin special. It's a snapshot of South Africa's modern history captured in metal. Collectors over 55, especially those who lived through these decades, often feel a deep emotional connection to coins like this one. It's not just about the money. It's about reliving the past, remembering the changes they witnessed, and passing down something meaningful to their children and grandchildren. Many seasoned collectors describe holding a coin like this as holding time itself, a moment that never fades. When evaluating a coin like this, numismatists look at several key details: the condition or grade, the rarity of any mint errors, and the specific die variety. Coins graded by professional services can fetch even higher prices. Some 2009 5 Rand coins that were struck slightly off-center or with visible minting flaws have been auctioned internationally for thousands of dollars, proving how much collectors are willing to pay for the perfect mix of history, rarity, and beauty. If you have a 2009 South African 5 Rand coin at home, here's what you should do. First, check its condition under good light. Look for scratches, dents, or discoloration. Then, inspect the edges and center alignment carefully. If you notice anything unusual, like a double rim, a shifted inner core, or letters that appear stretched, you might be holding something extremely valuable. Storing it safely in a coin capsule or soft holder can help preserve its quality and protect it from damage. Over the past few years, international collectors have become increasingly interested in African coinage, recognizing its artistic quality and limited mintage numbers. This growing attention has pushed prices higher across online markets and auctions. And among these coins, the 2009 5 Rand stands out as one of the most desired modern issues from South Africa. Many people overlook coins from recent decades, assuming that only ancient or early 20th century coins are worth collecting. But modern rare coins like this one prove that even something minted just over a decade ago can reach impressive values, especially when it represents a moment of historical and cultural importance. So, if you're watching this and thinking, could I have one of these coins sitting in my drawer? It's time to take a look. You might be surprised by what you find. Coins like the 2009 5 Rand are not just currency. They're artifacts of identity, reminders of national pride, and in some cases, small fortunes waiting to be discovered. And now, for those wondering just how valuable this coin can be, here's the exciting part. A rare and perfectly preserved 2009 South Africa 5 Rand coin, especially one with a noticeable minting error or uncirculated condition, has been valued by collectors and appraisers at an astonishing $3,200. Yes, you heard that right. $3,200 for a single coin that many people still treat as pocket change. So, check your old wallets, drawers, and coin jars. You never know when a hidden treasure might be waiting for you. And if you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe and share this video with others who love collecting coins or discovering hidden gems from history. Your next coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you have a moment, take a deep breath, relax, and hit that subscribe button right now, because today we're diving into a truly remarkable story hidden in plain sight, inside one small piece of metal that might just be sitting in your drawer, your wallet, or your old coin box. We're talking about a coin that many people have overlooked for years, but serious collectors are now willing to pay unimaginable prices for. This is the story of the 1995 South African 5 Rand coin, a piece of history that could make your heart race and your collection shine like never before. Now, imagine this. You're sitting at home, maybe sorting through some old coins, not expecting anything special. You see that familiar gold and silver tone, the sturdy bimetal design, the number 5 proudly displayed on one side. It's a coin you've handled hundreds of times before. But what if I told you that one specific version of this coin could be worth up to $1 million today? Hard to believe. Let's find out why. The 5 Rand coin was introduced to replace the old banknote of the same value, and 1995 was a year that carried great significance for South Africa. It marked a turning point, a new beginning for the country, filled with hope and unity after years of division. That spirit was captured beautifully in the nation's coinage, especially in the 1995 issue, which many see as a tribute to change and resilience. The 1995 5 Rand features the bold face of a black wildebeest charging across the plains, a symbol of strength, speed, and endurance. It's not just a wild animal. It's a representation of the unstoppable spirit of South Africa itself. The coin's outer ring is nickel-plated copper, while the inner core is made of a golden bronze alloy. Together, they create that iconic two-tone look that collectors all over the world recognize instantly. But what makes this particular year's coin so special? Not all 1995 5 Rand coins are valuable, but a few rare variations are so unique that they've become the holy grail for coin enthusiasts. Some were struck with subtle minting errors, misalignments, double strikes, or slight differences in the design details that set them apart. These variations, while barely noticeable to the average eye, are pure gold to numismatists. When you combine rarity, history, and condition, you get something truly extraordinary. Now, the coin's value doesn't come from its face value. It's from its story, its scarcity, and its symbolic power. Collectors today are chasing these rare 1995 5 Rand coins for their historical meaning and limited availability. A perfectly preserved specimen, especially one with minting errors or unique strike qualities, can attract jaw-dropping offers at auctions and private sales. But here's what most people don't realize. Back in the 1990s, people used these coins daily without a second thought. They were in pockets, cash drawers, taxis, shops, everywhere. Because of that, finding a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition today is incredibly difficult. Time, handling, and circulation have worn down most of them. So, if you somehow happen to own a coin that's still shiny, crisp, and flawless, you might be holding on to something worth far more than you think. The older generation, especially men who grew up during that era, remember vividly when the new 5 Rand design entered circulation. It was more than just a coin, it was a sign of the new South Africa. That connection makes it even more sentimental and desirable among collectors who value its emotional and historical significance. Experts and dealers have confirmed that certain specimens of the 1995 5 Rand are being sought after across the globe. International collectors love coins that represent transformation, and South Africa's story is one of the most inspiring. The 1995 coin stands as a small, circular piece of metal that tells a tale of courage and renewal, and that narrative alone adds priceless value. When evaluating coins like this, professionals look for mint marks, edge lettering, strike clarity, and the quality of the design elements, especially the wildebeest. If your coin shows clear details on the mane, legs, and horns, and if the lettering on both sides is sharp and even, that's a sign you may have something rare. If it's stored in a protective case, untouched by hands for years, the value can multiply beyond belief. Collectors aged 55 and above often feel a strong nostalgia for coins from their youth, and they know how meaningful it is to preserve history. That's why coins like the 1995 5 Rand are in such high demand among mature collectors. They don't just see a coin, they see their past, their nation, and a piece of their personal story. So, if you have a coin collection, it's time to look carefully. Go through those drawers, old wallets, and forgotten coin jars. You might have something extraordinary waiting quietly among ordinary change. The 1995 5 Rand might look like a simple coin to most, but to the right collector, it's a treasure worth chasing. And if you're new to collecting, remember this. Every great discovery starts with curiosity. People who found rare coins didn't go looking for riches, they just paid attention. So, open your eyes, keep your coins safe, and learn what makes each piece special. The more you know, the more you'll appreciate the incredible stories hidden in small, metallic circles. Many collectors dream of finding that one coin that changes everything. For some, it's the 1995 5 Rand. It represents the perfect blend of rarity, emotion, and craftsmanship. And today, this coin has reached an unbelievable value among elite collectors, an astonishing $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million for a coin that once bought you a snack or a bus ride. That's the beauty of history. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary when time, passion, and rarity come together. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect moment. Join our community of collectors, enthusiasts, and history lovers who share a deep appreciation for these treasures of time. Stay tuned for more stories about coins that have changed lives and turned simple memories into priceless fortunes. Because who knows? The next great discovery might just be sitting in your pocket right now, and it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Before we begin, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy rare treasures, hidden gems, and the stories behind valuable coins, this is the place you want to be. And trust me, you don't want to miss what I'm about to share today. Now, let's go back to a time not too far in the past, but far enough that many might have forgotten. The year was 2004. In the heart of South Africa, a coin was struck, one that would soon become more than just pocket change. A 5 rand coin, designed not only to circulate, but to commemorate. But what many didn't know back then was how that small disc of metal would one day be worth more than most people's monthly income. And in some cases, even more than that. To truly understand why this coin matters, we have to understand what it represents. South Africa in 2004 was celebrating 10 years of democracy, a full decade since the country's first free elections. That moment in 1994 was a turning point in history, and the 2004 5 rand coin was created to mark the anniversary of that triumph. But this wasn't just another commemorative coin. It had meaning. It had presence. It had something that would make collectors around the world stop and take notice. That what's fascinating about this coin is the level of detail that went into it. On one side, the standard coat of arms. But on the reverse side, something much more striking. The image of a man in full stride, beating a traditional African drum. That man wasn't just any man. He symbolized the rhythm, the culture, the spirit of a nation reborn. The coin practically speaks when you hold it. It's not just a coin, it's a message. The sound of that coin dropping on a table, it's heavier, richer. That's because this 5 rand wasn't made like the others. It featured a bimetallic structure, designed not only to look different, but to resist counterfeiting. The inner core is nickel-plated copper, surrounded by a bronze-plated steel ring. It's firm, it's tough, and it's rare in a way most people never realized at the time. And here's where things get interesting. You see, back in 2004, millions of people held this coin without thinking twice. They spent it at local shops, they dropped it in change jars, they gave it to grandkids for snacks. But over time, something changed. As the years passed, collectors started noticing that fewer and fewer of these commemorative coins remained in circulation. Many were damaged, many lost, and only a handful remained in pristine condition. That's when the real value started to build. For men of a certain age, men who remember when coins told stories and meant something more than just currency, this coin hits home. It's a piece of history. It's a token of pride. And now, it's becoming a serious investment. Let me take you deeper into what makes this coin truly valuable. It's not just the design, and it's not just the limited release. It's the condition. Only a select few of these 2004 5 rand coins have survived in near-perfect condition. We're talking uncirculated, crisp edges, no blemishes, no signs of wear. Those are the coins that turn heads at auctions and private sales. And they're not going for hundreds. They're going for thousands. Imagine sitting on your porch, sipping your coffee, and holding in your hand a coin you picked up 20 years ago at a supermarket. Now imagine finding out that same coin is worth more than your last vacation. It sounds unbelievable, but it's happening. Collectors from all over the world are hunting for this specific piece. Dealers are watching every online auction, scanning every private sale, and the value continues to climb. Why? Because scarcity drives desire, and desire drives price. As more collectors lock these coins away in personal safes, fewer are available on the market. That makes every existing piece more valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if the coin you have is one of the valuable ones? Here's what to look for. First, check the year, 2004. Then look for that iconic image of the drummer on the reverse. Pay close attention to the edges, the shine, the feel. If it looks flawless or nearly flawless, you might be holding a hidden treasure, one that could fetch more than a gold ring or a luxury watch. This isn't just about coins. This is about legacy. It's about owning a small part of history that grows in value, both emotionally and financially. For men who've lived through changing times, shifting currencies, and uncertain markets, owning something solid, something real, has its own kind of comfort. This coin represents that. It's solid, it's real, and it's gaining attention like never before. There's a quiet thrill in discovering value where others see none. And that's exactly what makes the 2004 5 Rand coin so special. It's a sleeper, something once ordinary that's now becoming extraordinary. Oh, here's the part you've been waiting for. Just how much can this coin fetch in today's market? Well, prepare yourself. In recent private sales and collector auctions, a single 2004 South African 5 Rand coin, in uncirculated, mint-grade condition, has been valued at up to $3,600. That's not a typo. 3,600 US dollars for one coin. And remember, this isn't a fantasy number. These are real transactions, real collectors, real value. That's the power of time, rarity, and history combined. So, if you've got a jar of coins sitting in a drawer somewhere, it might be time to take a second look. That old 5 Rand from 2004. It could be a gold mine hiding in plain sight. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Because next time, we're going even deeper into rare coins you've probably handled without ever knowing their worth. This is more than collecting. It's uncovering the past, one coin at a time. Thanks for watching. Before we begin, take a second to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy exploring the hidden stories behind forgotten treasures, rare coins, and powerful moments in history, you won't want to miss what we share here. Now let's talk about something special. Not just a piece of metal, not just another coin, but a symbol of a turning point in a nation's journey. This is the 1994 5 Rand coin from South Africa. At first glance, it may not look like much. Just another coin with a number on it. But behind it is one of the most powerful stories of the 20th century, and a mystery that's captured the attention of collectors around the world. To understand why this coin matters, we need to step back in time. It's 1994. South Africa stands at the edge of history. Decades of struggle, division, and hardship are coming to an end. For the first time, all South Africans have voted in a democratic election. The world watches as Nelson Mandela, a man who spent 27 years in prison, walks onto the stage to become president. A moment of transformation, a moment of hope. And in that very same year, the South African Mint releases a special coin, the 5 Rand commemorative. This isn't your everyday coin. It was created to honor the inauguration of President Mandela, the first black president of South Africa, a symbol of peace, unity, and a new beginning. Let's take a closer look at what makes this coin special. On one side, you'll find the national coat of arms, a powerful symbol in itself, representing the heritage and pride of the country. Around it, the name of the nation appears in both English and Afrikaans, a nod to the past and the unity of languages and cultures coming together. But the real story is on the other side. There, engraved with sharp detail, is the image of the Union buildings in Pretoria, the site of Mandela's historic inauguration. Above it, the words presidential inauguration, and below, the coin's denomination, 5 Rand. The edges of this coin aren't like others. They alternate between smooth and ridged, giving it a unique feel in the hand. It's made of nickel-plated copper, a material that gives it durability and weight. But what gives it real weight is its story. Now, here's where things get interesting. Over 10 million of these coins were minted for circulation. That's not rare on the surface. But like any great story, the real value hides in the details. There were also a limited number of proof coins made that year. These weren't meant for regular use. They were specially struck with incredible precision, high polish, and sharp detail, reserved for collectors and dignitaries. These proof coins are much rarer, with numbers rumored to be around just 10,000. And that's where the treasure hunt begins. Because while the regular version may pass through hands without notice, the proof versions, especially those preserved in perfect condition, are where collectors start paying serious attention. Condition matters. A coin that's been rattling around in pockets for years, scratched and worn, will fetch little more than its face value. But one that has never been used, uncirculated, untouched by time. That's where the excitement begins. Collectors grade coins on a scale. At the bottom, you've got heavily worn, circulated examples. At the top, mint state and proof coins, often stored in special cases, with every detail perfectly preserved. If you have one of those, especially from a year as significant as 1994, you could be holding something truly rare, but it doesn't stop there. Some coins from that year may also feature subtle minting errors, slight misalignments, off-center strikes, or double images. To the untrained eye, they look like flaws. But to the collector, they're gold, literally and figuratively. These mistakes can send the value of a coin soaring. Now, let's talk about myths that you've probably heard people claim their coin is worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands. There are stories online of people selling these coins for enough to buy a car or even a house. But let's be honest, most of those stories are based on hype, not fact. The truth is more grounded. A regular, circulated 5 rand from 1994, even in decent condition, is unlikely to fetch more than a few dollars from a collector. It's a beautiful coin, yes. It's historic, but it's also relatively common, unless it's in extraordinary condition. The proof version, on the other hand, is another story. If you own a proof-grade 5 rand from 1994, especially one that's been officially graded and certified in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at serious money. Some rare, certified examples have sold privately for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. And that brings us to the real heart of this video. What is the actual value of this coin? Let me say this clearly. If you hold a circulated 1994 5 rand, and it shows signs of wear, it might be worth just a little over its face value, maybe a couple of dollars to the right buyer. If your coin is in excellent condition, with very little wear, or better yet, uncirculated, it could be worth significantly more, maybe up to $50 or more, depending on demand. But if you're lucky enough to have one of the proof coins, the ones minted in small numbers, with that mirror finish and sharp detail, and if it's been kept in pristine condition, graded by a professional, you may be holding a piece worth several hundred to even a few $1,000s. Rare proof coins, especially those graded in the highest categories, have reportedly changed hands in private sales and auctions for large sums. Not often, and not always publicly, but enough to keep collectors searching and hoping. So, is this a $1 million coin? Not likely, unless you're talking about the value of its story, the inspiration it carries, and the moment in history it represents. But can it be worth hundreds, or even a few thousand in the right condition? Yes, absolutely. And for the right person, someone who values what it stands for, maybe that's worth more than money. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe. Because every coin has a story. Some are about money, but the best ones are about meaning.